Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So, today we are going to discuss the interview questions that were asked in Accenture interview. So, these are the questions that I got from a candidate who is interviewed just few weeks back, and he has provided me the list of questions that were asked to him. So, I'm sharing these questions with you also. And if you are preparing to clear any interview, you can stay connected with me. So today these are the questions that were asked in Accenture interview. So if you are going to sit for Accenture interview, do watch this video and learn accordingly. So the very first thing that every interview consists of is your introduction. So the very first thing that you have to tell in your introduction is about your name, your education, your technical skills, project and soft skills. So I will briefly explain how you have to do. You have to mention, okay, my name is XYZ. I have done my schooling from this school, and I scored this much in 10th, this much in 12th. Then in graduation, I have scored this much. I have pursued my graduation from this college. After moving forward, you have to keep your intro about personal intro this much only. After moving towards education, you have to mention whatever you have done, like whatever schooling or college you have done. After that, it comes to technical skills. This is the major part that you have to cover in your introduction. So in technical skills, you have to mention about the languages on which you are working on, or the languages that you are pro at. After that, you have to mention if you are have used any tools or frameworks. You have to mention these things here, and also you can mention your trainings here. After coming to this, you have to mention about your project, mini project and major project. Both you have to mention. You have to explain a little bit about your project in this, like just one sentence in this introduction. And after moving forward, you have to mention about your soft skills. In soft skills, you can mention anything like you are a quick learner or quick decision maker, like this you can mention. And in that also you can mention about your hobbies. That's it. This should be your introduction. It should be short and crisp. Then coming to the second question that was asked in the interview to the candidate is about the project. Once you done with your introduction, it is pretty sure that the interviewer is going to ask you about your projects. So keep in mind and be ready to explain your project briefly. I would suggest to just learn your project by heart. That's the key to clear the interview. If interview is asking about your project, you should know each and every detail of your project. You have to mention everything about your project, the challenges that you have faced, how you overcome your challenges, everything you have to mention. What's your role, how you contributed, how that project helped in the society, or what's the impact of that project. So like these things you have to be prepared on. Moving forward, the interviewer asks the questions that is from technical sides. So basically this guy is from, like more pro at Python, so he was asked the questions from Python languages. So the very first question that was asked to this candidate was the difference between list and a tuple. So if you are choosing Python as your language, you should keep in mind that is pretty sure that the interviewer will definitely ask you this question. So for this, I have also prepared some answer for you guys. The thing that you have to mention, the very first thing that I would say, list is mutable and tuple is immutable. Then you have to tell the syntax, like how we use it. Like we use square brackets, and in tuples we use parenthesis. Then we have to tell about the performance, like lists are slower, tuples are faster. Apart from that, you can also mention some methods if you are able to remember the methods. Like you can mention that append, remove, pops are the method that are used in list, while in this tuple we can use count, index, like these. So these things you can mention to the interviewer. And apart from that, if you are more knowledgeable or you are having lot of content, you can definitely deliver it here. After moving forward, the interviewer asks the question like how to declare a tuple and change its value. So why this interview asked this question? So this is I'm telling you how the interviewer mind works. First of all, if he asked about list and tuple, he got pretty sure that you know about list and tuple. then for sure he will move to tuple or list. So this is the mindset of an interviewer. If you were not be able to answer list and tuple, definitely he is not going to ask you the second question. तो ये रही बात. अब हमसे जब उसने पूछ लिया है how you declare a tuple, obviously we have mentioned the use at the beginning. So definitely we can answer this question, right? So we have to use parenthesis or by separating values with commas. Like this, we declare our tuple. And like if I want to modify, so what I can do for this, I will convert the tuple to a list, modify it, and convert it back to the tuple. So by this, we can do the modification or changes in the values. Like this, you have to give the answer. After that, like the interviewer asks the third question, that is how to remove white spaces. So using dot strip or text dot replace. So these are the methods that we can use to remove the white spaces. So you can answer likewise. And the dot strip method is used to remove the space from both beginning and the end of the string. So if you add these extra additional information, the interviewer will definitely get flat on you, and he will definitely give you the opportunity to join this company. After that, the other questions that were asked are like from DBMS. So the interviewer won't start asking you directly, okay, tell me what is primary key, what is RDBMS. He will give you a chance, like, how would you rate yourself in DBMS? If you have mentioned this thing in your resume, he will ask. It's not possible, like, if you have mentioned Python in your resume and he will start asking you about Ruby. Okay, so be concise in your resume, write the thing that you know. So for this guy, he asked like how you rate yourself in DBMS. So he answered like, yeah, I'm intermediate. If you answer it intermediate, it will be good for you. Don't never answer about like I am a pro, because obviously he also know you have just cleared your college, and you can't be a pro, right? So just say intermediate, and you can say, yeah, I am confident enough. You can also say like this. Okay. So what is a primary key? This is the very basic question. If you are going to ask about the DBMS, तो सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन ही आता है भाई प्राइमरी की क्या है. ठीक है. तो प्राइमरी की यू हैव टू मेंशन भाई यूनिकनेस होता है, नॉट नल होता है, सिंगल रो आइडेंटिफायर होता है, इम्यूटेबल होता है. चार चीजें आपको याद रखनी है. दैट्स इट. एंड योर प्राइमरी की डेफिनेशन इज ओवर. आई विल से ओवर. After that, the interviewer ask about RDBMS and DBMS. What is the difference basically? So, in such kind of question, what you have to do, you have to compare the things RDBMS with the DBMS. So, like you can remember these things. If you remember from RDBMS, directly say opposite to for DBMS. Like for DBMS, what we have, key features हमें याद रखने हैं. Data storage, store files in non-tabular form. Okay, no relationship, data redundancy, integrity constraints, data access. Like this we can mention is this in this. And the very first thing that I forgot to mention you, first of all, you have to tell the full form of RDBMS and DBMS. It will create a good impact on the interview. And after that, the interviewer asked about the super key to that interview, to the candidate. So what is a super key? Basically a super key is a fundamental concept in RDBMS. So what it do, basically uniqueness. A super key ensure that no two row in table have the same value. Okay, so this is the very basic definition that you can provide. And like if you're having any example in your mind, then you can also give the example to that interviewer. It will create a good image of yours. So this is the thing that you can do to explain your questions answer, like by giving the example explanation you can give, right? So like this you can move on. And I'm not sure why didn't they asked about candidate key or etc, because once they ask super key, definitely the next question would be can like candidate versus super key or primary key versus super key. So the question arises from the questions only. Like if he is asking about super key, तो बिल्कुल याद रखना भैया अभी आने वाला है primary key versus super key. तो थोड़ा सा you will get an idea after giving more interviews. Then moving forward, what questions they asked? Okay, so actually they asked about this. again come back to Python. How to declare and access a dictionary. So this is the question that is asked. So you can declare my dict equals to key value, and you can give the syntax also, like we are having square brackets in this, or the curly braces like this. And after that it's coming to array, because array is an important part in any interview. So how to declare an array, they have asked. So you have to just give a small definition of array, and then you have to give that arr equals to array dot array, then whatever the syntax you are having in your mind you can give it, right? So this is how this interview gone. This was for the technical one. Then I have compiled hr questions also in this only. hr questions are basically very easy questions which you can answer very very easily. So in HR questions, they asked about the best moment of your life. तो इसमें आपको ज़्यादा बुद्धि नहीं लगानी है. You have just to answer like whatever the best moment in your life. Don't say like the best moment in my life was when I was holding my girlfriend's hand and we are walking on the park. Don't answer these kind of question like this. Okay. After that, conflict with friends and resolution. So इस question में कभी ये नहीं कहना कि भाई मैंने लड़ लिया और हमारी दोस्ती खत्म हो गई. No, you have to come with an answer like, yeah, we resolved the misunderstanding that happened through open communications and all. Then after that, they asked about the strengths and weaknesses. So you have to mention your strengths, whatever you are having. For weaknesses, just mention your weakness like your strength. So what you can do that, you have to mention weakness like, I am a workaholic person. What it creates? A good image, like you are a workaholic. But as I'm more workaholic, sometimes I stretch my working hours, which is negatively impacting my health. So like these kind of weaknesses are considered as good weaknesses. अभी ऐसे नहीं बोल देना है कि भाई मेरी weakness ये है कि मुझे तो समझ ही नहीं आता है, मेरे को नई language दे दो तो मैं घबरा जाता हूँ. You don't have to mention these kind of things, okay? Then the other question that was asked was favorite place and why. So these are the questions that you can answer very easily. Then they can ask goal of your life. So goal of your life, you have to mention a good thing like what you are going to do in your career, not about your goal in your life like I'm going to marry a billionaire or millionaire. No, you don't have to mention this thing. शादीशुदा होने की बातें नहीं करनी है. Okay. Then you have to they have asked prove you are a quick learner. So quick learner के लिए आप तो कुछ भी बता सकते हैं अपना previous experience के हिसाब से, आपको जो भी सही लगे you can prove it. Then these are the questions like are you ready to relocate, do you know about your our bonds or any other policies that the company is having, any gaps, any backlogs. So these are the things that you can prepare for Accenture interview question. And for more other company question, you can stay connected with me. And if you have any personal doubt or guidance you want from me, so you can connect me on LinkedIn as well. I will ping my LinkedIn URL in the comment section. So like this, you can reach out to me. And also for any kind of referral in any other companies, you can reach out to me. I have a good connection, by the way. Okay, thank you so much for watching the video. Bye bye, guys.